Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you people are doing well. My name is Sajid Ali and here I am to explain the theorems related to circles. So in your textbook there are two theorems specially. Okay, it's mentioned as theorem 1 and theorem 2. Okay. So I will be explaining these two theorems with proof. So kindly watch the video till last. You are going to definitely learn them easily. Okay. And if you find this video useful, kindly do like the video, give a comment. Okay. And don't forget to share it. And if you are new to this channel, kindly do subscribe it. Okay. So let us start with the theorems explanation. But before that, we will see some basic concepts. Okay. So you all are aware about a tangent, right? Tangent, secant, yes or no? No? If yes, good, you can forward. If no, just watch. So this is a circle, right? With center O and with, if I name it as OA, OA is what? Radius. And if I join it from here, okay? If this is straight and this is point B, then we call AB as what? Yes, you are right. It is diameter. Okay. And this diameter is the longest chord. You are aware of that too. Now, if a line touches the circle at only one point, okay, another line touches the circle at 2 points. What are their name? So this line is called as tangent, and this is called as what? Secant. So tangent is a line which passes through the circle. It does not passes through, actually it touches the circle at only one point, but secant passes through the circle at 2 points. Okay. And since this is the chord, it is not secant. Okay. What is chord? It is a line within the circle which touch the two ends of any point on a circle. Okay. Even this can be a chord, even this can be a chord. Okay. It is not coming from outside. If it comes from outside, then it is secant. Okay. Now uh, you should know about these two. See, since this chapter is about tangent, let me tell you one thing. So the tangent will touch the circle at only one point, right? If it is touching over here, I will call this point as point of contact. The point where the tangent touches the circle is called as point of contact. Remember this. Okay. And to a circle, if this is the circle, we can draw tangent only when the point is outside the circle. Okay. If it is here, anywhere outside the circle. If it is inside, we cannot draw. Remember, if you draw, it will become a secant, not a tangent. To draw a tangent, the point must lie outside the circle. Okay. Okay. This you have to remember. Okay. Now coming to the theorem number 1. What does it says? It says that the tangent in any point on a circle. Okay. So the tangent, okay, this is the circle. The tangent at any point of a circle. So any point, it can be any point, here, any point on a circle. If a tangent is drawn, so let me draw a tangent like this. Okay, imagine this is touching it. Okay, here it's not. Let me touch. Yeah, this is a tangent. Okay, that is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Radius, this is center, so this will become what? Yes, this will become the radius when it joins the point of contact. Let me call this as P. Okay, this as O, and I'll call this tangent as XY. Okay, either X here, Y here. So now read the sentence again. The tangent, which is the tangent here? Yes, the tangent is xy to a circle is perpendicular to radius. Which is radius here? Yes, radius is OP, and point of contact is what? Yes, it is P. So this is the what is given here. Yes, data is given, half of the sentence, and what we have to prove, that is given. These two is always given in any theorem. Data is what? See, a circle. You have to write. You can write it on your own. A circle with center O and radius OP. Okay. Also, what is given? Tangent. XY is a tangent. Okay. XY is a tangent to the circle, and P is the point of contact. If you write this much, that is enough for the data. Now what we have to prove? We have to prove that the tangent, which is the tangent, yes, it is xy, it is perpendicular to what? OP, like this, or you can also write OP is perpendicular to xy. This is the, anyone you can write, either this or that. Got it? So how are you going to prove now? So before proving, you should remember one thing. What? See, whenever we draw a perpendicular, okay, that perpendicular, remember, it is always the, oh sorry, the perpendicular is always the shortest distance from the point to the given line. Okay, for example, if this is the point, and if I join it here or here or somewhere over here, if you see these lines, they keeps on increasing in their length, right? But only at the perpendicular, okay, this become the shortest. So always remember, the perpendicular line is always the shortest line. Okay, shortest line from the given point to the line. Okay, so if it is shortest, then we can say it is perpendicular, remember. Okay, shortest among all other lines, then it is definitely perpendicular. And if it is perpendicular, angle is how much? 90 degree. So keeping this in mind, we have to prove this. Okay, so before proving, you have to draw a, we have to do construction. What is that construction? Just mark any point on line xy. I will mark here Q. Okay, so you can write that, take any point, take a point Q on xy other than P. Okay, any point, it can be here, any point other than P. Why? Because we have to prove OP is the perpendicular to xy. Okay, so to prove that, we need this condition. Let Q be any point on this. Now join this and make sure Q lies outside. If it is lying inside, Q should, you have to write this, lie outside this circle. Why? Why not inside the circle? Because if it is inside, then this xy, can it be become tangent? No, it will become secant. Therefore it should be lie outside the circle. Now not on the circle, because we have P already on the circle. Other than that, we have to take points. Okay, so this is done. Now join OQ. So if you join this OQ, okay, you can say OQ is more than OP, right? OQ distance is more than OP. Now if I take another R point, next another S, and if I keep on joining them, I can say again here OR is more than OP, OS is more than OP. Okay, since this happens for every point on line XY except the point P, exactly, right? This will happen, that those lines will be formed and they will be always more than this OP, correct? Therefore OP is the shortest distance, because these are greater. OP is the shortest of all these distance of the point O to the line XY. Okay, so OP, with this we can say, you can write that what, okay, since this happens, okay, for every point on the line XY except the point P, you can say OP is the shortest of all the distance of point P to the points of XY, and hence we can say that OP is perpendicular to XY because it is the shortest length, correct? Therefore it is proved. So this is the answer, hence proved. The thing is, you have to just understand and you can write everything on your own. So if you do this much, you will get 3 marks completely. But for SSLC Karnataka, this theorems has been rarely asked, okay, but it can be asked this year, we don't know. So practice them, practice this, don't ignore it, okay? It's easy, just remember what you have to do. Now coming to theorem number 2, this is frequently asked theorem, okay? Frequently asked means every year they ask this, okay? If they have not asked the question on circles, they will definitely ask this theorem to prove, and it's very easy compared to the first one, okay? So we'll prove this, don't try to ignore this theorem, practice this 2 to 3 times, it will be enough, okay? Now let us start. What is given here, see, the length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal, okay? So let me write a diagram here to show you. This is the circle, the length of tangents they have mentioned drawn from an external point. Let me draw the external point over here, okay? And now I will join this and this, okay? This is external point P. From external point only 2 tangents can be drawn from a single external point. From here P you can draw only 2, one this side, other this. No more than 2 points can be, 2 tangents can be drawn from a single external point, okay? Now let me take this point as A and this point where it is joining as B, okay? So PA and PB are the tangents. So what they have given, the length of tangent means this length and this of tangents drawn from an external point are equal, okay? From external point, this is the external point. So what is the data here? See, the data is a circle with center O, okay, and radius we can name it as OA and OB, both are equal. You can write that a circle with center O and radius OA, which is also equal to what? OB. Remember this. Both these radius are equal, right? Now tangents are PA. PA and PB are the tangents, okay, to the circle from an external point P, okay, right? Now what you have to prove, you have to prove that the lengths are equal. It means you have to prove that PA is equal to PB, the length PA is equal to PB, got it? So what will be the construction, okay? The construction is, let us join OP, okay? So I will join this OP, You can see it here, right? So now if you look at the figure carefully, before prior to this theorem, we saw the theorem number 1, which says at point of contact radius is perpendicular to tangent. Again here radius is perpendicular to tangent, so we know that this angle is 90 degree and even this angle is 90 degree, right? So keeping that as base, we can prove this. See, now what we have to do, it's very simple. Just see, this is proof. Now it's very important. Proof is, if you see this triangle OAP, in triangle OAP, we can say that angle A is 90 degree, right? So if any of the angle is 90 degree, we can use Pythagoras theorem, correct? Using Pythagoras theorem. What is that? It says hypotenuse square. So here hypotenuse is OP square is equal to OA square plus what? AB, or PA square, AP square, right? So we need here what? We need PA, this length. So, or AP, both are same. So PA square will be equal to, if I transfer this to LHS, this becomes OP square minus OA square. So what will be PA? PA will be root of OP square minus OA square. So let this be equation 1. Now I will write here only. Now consider in triangle OBP. Since this is the first triangle, this is second, I am taking this one. Here angle B is 90, right? So again using Pythagoras theorem, what will this become? OP square is equal to OB square plus PB square, right? Now what is PB? PB square will be, transfer this to LHS, so this becomes OP square minus OB square. So PB becomes root of OP square minus OB square, right? Now very important point, see, we have written in the data that OA is equal to OB, so I can write, since OB is equal to OA, right? I can write from data I can write here PB is equal to root of OP square minus OA square. Now this is equation 2. Compare 1 and 2. Just look at this equation 1 and equation 2. RHS of both of them are equal, correct? Okay, comparing equation 1 and 2, we can say that PA is equal to PB, right? Because their RHS are equal. OP square minus OA square, here also OP square minus OA square. It means what? PA is equal to PB. Hence proved. Okay. So I hope you have understood this. And this theorem can also be proved in some other way using the similarity criteria, but this is the easiest because Pythagoras theorem is easy to remember. Okay, and just you have to write the Pythagoras theorem and make it two different equation, compare them, both of them becomes equal. Okay, so I hope you have understood the theorem, both the theorems, but practice this theorem number 2 more compared to the first one, okay, because this is frequently asked for 3 marks, so don't ignore it, practice it. And if you find this video useful, kindly do like, comment and share it with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We'll meet you again in my next video, and if you have some doubt, you can ask in the comment section. The links of my Telegram channel is provided. Okay, you can join that too. I will be sending PDF of important questions related to your SSLC exams. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll see you all in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye. Have a good time.